Trying to get comfy. Hey guys, it's Kennedy. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, as you could tell by the title, I'm going to be doing one more pregnancy Q&A. I did this right around the time I found out I was pregnant, when I was only a couple weeks along, I think. And now I am 33, almost 34 weeks pregnant. So I thought that doing one more before the end of my pregnancy would be a good idea because I've been getting so many questions. I specifically asked when I posted on my Instagram about my Q&A. If you are not following me on Instagram, I'll put it somewhere on the screen and have it linked below so that you guys can go follow me, because I talk about my YouTube channel a lot on my Instagram and all of that. So first I'm going to talk about like all the questions that some of the questions that I got asked that I'm going to answer in this video, and then at the end I'm just going to talk about a couple of things that I've been asked by a lot of people, but not specifically on this Q&A poll, if that makes sense. So let's just go ahead and get started. So the first question is, how did you get pregnant? And I think what this person means by this is like, how did you kind of like find out you were pregnant? So I talked about it in my last Q&A, but basically I had been sick for like weeks, not feeling good. Every single morning I woke up extremely nauseous. I hadn't been throwing up much, but I was just constantly nauseous, and like food always sounded gross, so I wasn't eating very well or very much food at all. And I wasn't really drinking a lot of fluids at all. It was really bad. But one morning I just woke up and texted my mom and I was like, today I'm really not feeling good. And she was like, okay, here's what you're gonna do. Just listen to me and just do it. She said, you're gonna go to the store, you're gonna get a pregnancy test. You're going to come home and take it, and if you're not pregnant, then you're going to go to a doctor and figure out what's wrong and why you're sick. And if you are pregnant, then we will talk about what's going on from there. And I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not pregnant, but okay, I'll just do it. So I went to the store, got a pregnancy test, and ran home and took it, and I kind of just left it in the bathroom for a little bit, and I went and did something else. And when I came back, I was like, TJ, let's go look at it, because he was at the house at the time with me because he lives with us. And he was like, I already did. And I was like, what? Why? Why would you look at it without me? And he was just kind of like, I don't know, I was just really impatient. And so I went and looked at it, and it said pregnant. And so that is how I found out I was pregnant. That's kind of just a short version because I talked about it in my last Q&A, which I will link below for you guys too if you have not watched that one. The next question is, what does it feel like when Kian moves? So I don't really know how to explain it because it's not very, it's a feeling that you can't really put into words, but what my mom told me is that it feels kind of like butterflies in your stomach, like flutters. It's just like little tickle spots, and then you kind of look down and you see like your stomach kind of moving, sort of. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's a feeling that you wouldn't understand unless it was happening to you. So yeah, but that's what it feels like when Kian moves. The next question is, what's your favorite and least favorite thing about being pregnant? So I would have to say my favorite thing about being pregnant is, of course, feeling Kian move, because just knowing that he's in here and he's healthy, it's super awesome to me. And the fact that I was able to create him and TJ was able to create him is just so cool to me, and I just love it. Feeling him move is like my favorite thing. It like makes all of the pregnancy pains and problems and everything like that, it just makes it all feel so worth it and amazing. But my least favorite thing about being pregnant, so I have two probably. One of my least favorite things about being pregnant is that I don't get any sleep. Everybody's always like, make sure you're getting sleep now, because once that baby comes, you're not going to sleep at all. And I already don't sleep well at all because I'm so uncomfortable. It's not necessarily that you're just in constant pain. It's mostly just that you're literally always just kind of at a state of being uncomfortable. Like you can't, it's like when you're tired but you can't fall asleep. That's pretty much what being pregnant feels like all the time. But yeah, so just the fact that I'm not really getting much sleep kind of makes things more difficult, because I already know I'm not going to be getting sleep at all when the baby's here. So it's like I can't really take advantage of my sleep now because I don't sleep well. But yeah, but my second least favorite thing about being pregnant is kind of just that everybody's always like, oh, you're so lucky, like I don't know how to say this without it sounding rude. Yes, I'm most definitely lucky, but a lot of people don't realize how much you're sacrificing when you're pregnant. Like, there's a lot of people that are my age that like are saying like, oh my gosh, I want to be pregnant so bad, I want to have a child. And it's like, don't. I'm in no way advocating for teen pregnancy or encouraging it, because there's a reason that people want you to wait. Many high schoolers would not be able to handle what goes into being pregnant, as rude as that sounds. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone, but there's a lot that goes into being pregnant, and I think that a lot of people that are my age would not be able to mentally or physically handle it. So that's just something that really bothers me when people are like, oh, you're so lucky, I want to be pregnant too. It's like, no, just because I'm super happy with my pregnancy, that does not mean that you should go and try to get pregnant or anything like that, because that's not what my channel and my videos are about in any way at all. So that's probably the other thing that I dislike about being pregnant. On this next question, it's kind of a little TMI, so if you're younger, I would skip past it or brace yourself because it's kind of TMI, but do you feel bigger like down there? I would have to say yes. When I'm going to the bathroom, I feel very stretched out, or when I like squat down, you kind of feel like you're stretching hardcore because you're putting so much weight down there, especially when you squat down. It's really an uncomfortable feeling. But yeah, I definitely feel like I'm stretching everywhere because everything's moving, everything's adjusting, everything's getting bigger to support the baby. So it definitely is like a weird, uncomfortable feeling, and I definitely feel like I'm getting kind of stretched out down there. The next question is, are you excited to get stitches down there? No. As long as the baby's healthy, then I will take on anything, honestly. Do you plan on staying here, or do you want to raise your family somewhere else? So me and TJ have talked about this. We actually really like it in the state we're in. We really like the area we're in. So I think for the most part we plan on staying here. I don't know what it'll be like a couple of years down the road from now, but as for right now, we definitely want to stay here. The next question is, are you going to put him into public school or homeschool / online school? I think we're going to put him in public school. TJ and I have talked about it. I just feel like people that are in public school do so much better socially, if that makes sense. Like when you're at homeschool and when you're doing homeschool and or online school, I feel like you're not as social because you don't have to, you know, interact with actual teachers in person or other people your age. Like you're not as social, and so I think that it's really important to get that social aspect. So I think we're definitely going to be putting him in a public school for sure. Is it hard to see your body change and get bigger / get stretch marks? So I can't lie and say that I haven't felt insecure about the stretch marks, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I have a lot of stretch marks. I'm going to be showing you guys like a belly shot at the end. And I definitely felt insecure about it for a little while. Like I'd kind of cry because I just felt really ugly and I felt like my body was never going to look good again. But I kind of talked to TJ about it, and I kind of just did some thinking, and I feel like my body's obviously going through a lot of changes. Like it's not my fault that I'm getting stretch marks. There's nothing I can do to avoid it. Like I know tons of people that have gone through their pregnancies have gone without getting any stretch marks, and they would get like these fancy body butters and oils to put on their stomach and all that stuff, and it's like, I'm gonna do the best that I can, but I'm not gonna like splurge my money just to avoid getting stretch marks, because stretch marks I think are actually pretty beautiful if you think about it, because it's your body, like it's a reminder that you grew this human inside you. Like when I'm gonna, like a couple of years from now, when I'm like all tiny again or something, and I look down and I'll see the stretch marks, it'll be like a reminder of, oh, I really went through that. And it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, after a lot of thinking and stuff, I definitely am not embarrassed about my stretch marks. And like I said, I'll be showing you guys a belly shot at the end, so you are going to see all of my stretch marks. But yeah, so I don't feel too bad about gaining weight and getting stretch marks and like my body stretching and all of that, because it'll all be worth it in the end once I get to hold my child, and that's obviously what you... Sorry about that, my battery died, but like I was saying, that's what you should be expecting from getting pregnant, is gaining weight, getting stretch marks, and you should be loving every second of it because you're growing a human inside you. Like, wow, I feel like if you are like super mad about the amount of weight you're gaining or your stretch marks, then that's kind of, I don't want to say being selfish, but it's kind of not really thinking about your baby more than what your body's going through, if that makes sense. The next question is, how has your pregnancy been overall? So my first trimester, I was super sick, super nauseous, like all the time, puking all the time. So that one was I was kind of struggling really bad my first trimester. My second trimester was definitely the easiest part of my pregnancy because I wasn't too big to where I was too uncomfortable yet, but I wasn't sick anymore either because I had gotten over the morning sickness stage. And my third trimester, it's kind of, I don't want to say I'm struggling, but like it's obviously been kind of a challenge because I'm carrying so much weight and the baby's constantly pushing on my diaphragm. So I like struggle to breathe all the time. If you ever hear me taking like huge breaths, that's why. And my iron is low, so I struggle with breathing and feeling weak and stuff. But besides that, my pregnancy has been pretty good overall. Hasn't been too bad or too difficult. Haven't had any extremely difficult things happen to me. And the baby's healthy, so that's all that really matters. Next question is, how did your parents react? So I talked about this in my last pregnancy Q&A, but I'll just share it like kind of briefly in this one too. My mom and dad both kind of expected that I was pregnant because I had been sick, and they kind of just could tell, like they just kind of assumed. It wasn't like a huge surprise because obviously, you know, TJ was living with us at the time. I had been sick for a couple weeks at that point, feeling nauseous constantly, so they weren't really surprised. And I don't want to say they were like encouraging it, but like, because obviously they were disappointed, but like they weren't mad at us or anything because they said that there's no point in getting mad because it's happening no matter what. So they just were as supportive as they could be and still have been very supportive. So at this point, do you prefer dresses or like whatever else? I'd say the most comfortable things that I've worn are my dresses. Like my maternity dress, believe it or not, it was super long, too long for me. So I kept tripping on it, but it was super comfortable because it wasn't like pulling on anything. It didn't feel tight. It wasn't pushing on anything. All dresses in general have been the most comfortable, but I pretty much just wear whatever feels good. Like right now, you guys can't really tell, but I'm wearing a crop top and shorts because that's what's comfortable. So I kind of just tend to wear whatever's comfortable and fits at this point. I've just kind of been trying to wear what I have and not spend as much money as I need to because I'm trying to save up the money that I do have for obviously our little guy. So that is all of the questions, but I do want to talk about two things that I've been asked a lot. The first thing is, I've had a lot of people asking me if they can come visit me in the hospital after I have the baby, and to be honest, I'm feeling like I'm really not going to be up to having visitors after I have the baby because I'm going to be very sore, in a lot of pain, probably so exhausted. So I don't want to have a crazy ton of people coming to the hospital to see him. But if you guys do want to see a labor and delivery vlog and then like just kind of me vlogging like after my labor a little bit and stuff, I can totally do that if you guys want me to. I'll definitely think about doing that. As far as like people who can come visit him, the people I will allow to come visit him are going to just be people that I'm really close with. Like I'm obviously not going to just let anybody come see us in the hospital. Like I just think that would be weird. But I don't want people coming unless they've had a flu shot. I know that sounds insane, but I've been feeling very anxious about that. I don't want to get sick. I don't want my baby to get sick, especially because right out of the womb, he's not going to have a very strong immune system because that's still developing in him as he's growing. So I definitely want the people who come see him to have had a flu shot. The second thing I wanted to address was babysitting. So I've had a lot of people message me asking me like if they can babysit. I've had a couple of people ask on the poll if they can babysit. And honestly, I'm just kind of going to answer everybody in this video. I don't want this to sound rude or anything, but I'm not really thinking about what I'm going to, like, going out and doing all this crazy stuff after I have the baby. I'm going to be spending the majority of my time with him. Like, of course I'll want a break every now and then, and TJ and I want to go on dates every now and then, but I think for a while, I'm not going to be leaving my child's side. I don't think TJ will want to either. So, I'm not really thinking about babysitters at all right now. So, unless I've told you personally that I would love if you would babysit, then I'm probably just not going to really be having a lot of different babysitters because, yeah. And also, I don't want people getting him sick or anything. So, as far as babysitters go, I'm really not going to be open to many people coming and babysitting him, but I will do a lot of videos and all of that so that you guys can all be kept updated on how he's doing. He's actually kicking a lot right now. So before I end this video, I wanted to show you guys a bump update. So yeah, let's do that. So as you could tell, my shirt does not cover my whole stomach, but here is my bump. As you can tell, I've got a lot of stretch marks going on. I've got a weird belly button scar right here, because my belly button was pierced at first and it got super red like the piercing did, so I had to take it out, and now there's a scar. So I kind of wish I had taken it out, but this is the front view and the side view. And we'll do the other side. So as you could tell, there were a lot of stretch marks there. My belly's pretty big. It sticks out pretty far. I'm 33 weeks and today is Friday, so I will be 34 weeks next Wednesday. So we're getting there. I'm getting pretty far along, pretty big. So yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below your video requests. And I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving and ate lots of turkey. And if you are Black Friday shopping, make sure you stay safe and all of that. So I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys. Hey guys, sorry about the background noise. The bathroom is definitely right next door to the room I am in, so the shower is super loud. But I just wanted to say I'm so sorry that the first half of the video was kind of out of focus. I don't know if that was bothering any of you guys. I hope it wasn't, because it kind of bothered me, but I really didn't want to have to refilm that whole first part because I had to refilm the whole second part. So I did not want to have to go back and refilm all of it because I really wanted to get the video up for you guys today. But I just wanted to say I'm sorry that the video was out of focus. I'm sorry I said so much because I'm really working on that. I need to stop doing that. It's such a bad habit with speaking for me. And I'm sorry that I kind of raise my eyebrows a lot and squint my eyes a lot. I do that when I can't breathe very well, which obviously, like I talked about, my iron is low. So that is why I did that, and I just wanted to clarify all of that for you guys. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.